Hey, Donald, your dark past is going to surface whether you like it or not. And it's so obvious right now that this government shutdown that you want to take place so badly is actually the Jeffrey Epstein shutdown, because that discharge petition, which is about to have 218 signatures to force a vote as early as next week to release the Epstein files, you don't want that petition to be signed by the new Democratic Congresswoman-elect Amelia Earhart. In fact, you've ordered MAGA Mike Johnson not to swear her in as a congresswoman specifically because you don't want the Epstein files being released. In fact, you ordered MAGA Mike Johnson to shut down Congress on Monday and Tuesday, the 2 days before the shutdown is set to take place, 2 voting days where there should be discussion and an attempt to work out a deal to avoid a government shutdown. You ordered MAGA Mike to shut down the House of Representatives. Why? Because the discharge petition can be signed and the Epstein files could be released. That's what would take place Monday or Tuesday. So now Congresswoman-elect Amelia Earhart from Arizona's 7th Congressional District is not getting sworn in, despite the fact that she beat her opponent in that congressional district race in that special election that took place this week by like 40 plus points. I want to show everybody what's really going on here as Donald Trump tries to cover up his dark past. But oh, Donald, the Democrats, and with the help of Republican Thomas Massie and some others, are not backing down. And on Friday, we got a 3rd batch of documents from the Epstein estate. And oof, you know whose names were listed? More Donald Trump friends like Peter Thiel and Elon Musk and other oligarchs. Their name was mentioned in that 3rd batch. But first, I want to show you this. This is what has Donald Trump absolutely terrified. His name is Thomas Massie, Republican Congress member from Kentucky. He's working across party lines with our friend Democratic Congress member Ro Khanna to get this discharge petition to the 218 signatures needed to force a vote on the House floor to release the Epstein files, despite Donald Trump saying it is a hostile act by any Republican to now support the release of the Epstein files. Just think about that. A hostile act, and Donald Trump is willing to do the Jeffrey Epstein government shutdown, imperil our country because Donald Trump doesn't want the Epstein files being released. Here's what Thomas Massie said this week. He was speaking in Kentucky, which was captured by WHAS 11 News. Let's play this clip.
I'm at 217 signatures, but if I get to 218, what happens is I bypass the Speaker of the House, I bypass all the committees. They've had years to solve this problem. They haven't done it. And when I get to 218, I get the vote on my bill on the floor of the House. And guess what? This week, there was a special election. And the Democrat and the Republican in Arizona for this seat said they would sign my petition. And so one of them won. So now I'm at 218.
Now, before Massie went back to give that speech, he raised new concerns about a massive cover-up. Again, he's a Republican, taking place with Donald Trump's FBI. Massie, Republican from Kentucky, straight talker. He's calling it like it is. Here, play this clip right here.
Well, Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massie is raising new concerns about the Jeffrey Epstein files, specifically the list of names victims gave to the FBI. Massie said at least 20 names were turned over to investigators, but so far, none of those names have been made public. He claims the FBI is either questioning the credibility of Epstein's victims or protecting powerful individuals.
This is not a hoax. There are more names. Those names are not being released. The only argument for not releasing those names is either the FBI doesn't think the victims are credible or they don't want to embarrass those rich and powerful people.
Massie is now calling for more transparency from federal investigators and says the American people deserve to know the full truth about Epstein's network.
Okay, so now Donald Trump did admit, or did say on Friday, he would be releasing the files. But do you know what files he said he would be releasing? The Amelia Earhart files. And then Donald Trump had his influencers like Benny Johnson and all these other MAGA morons push the narrative. Benny Johnson goes, President Trump has ordered his administration to declassify and release all government records on Amelia Earhart, including details of her final flight and all related information. Our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, writes, weird how this comes on the same day new Epstein evidence is released by the House Oversight Committee. And as we wrote on the MeidasTouch account, so he is able to release files when he wants to. And Donald Trump's post, I've been asked by many people about the life and times of Amelia Earhart. I'm ordering my administration to declassify and release all government records related to Amelia Earhart. So you may be wondering, folks, we're headed towards a government shutdown on October 1st, which would be cataclysmic for our country. So surely Donald Trump, MAGA Mike Johnson, Senator Thune, the Republican leadership, they want to meet with Democrats. Democrats said, we'll meet with you. Well, Donald Trump canceled a meeting on Thursday. He then posted, we are refusing to meet with the Democrats. He then ordered MAGA Mike Johnson and the Republicans have no conversations at all with the Dem. Don't speak to them, yet alone negotiate with them. And then an official White House spokesperson, I'm going to curse because I don't like to curse, but it's a historical record. So I've got to say what the White House spokesperson said as it relates to the Democrats' request that there be a bipartisan negotiation to protect and preserve Americans' health care through this government spending bill, through this continuing resolution. It said the following from the spokesperson. Trump read all the shit they're asking for, and he said, on second thought, go fuck yourself, is the message from Trump's spokesperson about Trump's view about negotiating with Democrats. On second thought, go fuck yourself, is what they said. And then the MAGA lie machine, like Stephen Chung, this freaking weirdo over here. You see what this guy looks like? Weird dude. He goes, the Democrat shutdown will hurt low-income women and children. Really? The people who tore down the Rose Garden and turned it into Club Rose Garden, who want to build a 90,000 square foot ballroom with Donald Trump gallivanting in the United Kingdom with King Charles and freaking golden carriages as Donald Trump talks about UFC fights and enriches his family by billions of dollars while ripping away SNAP benefits, ripping away healthcare, ripping away education, shutting down rural hospitals, taking away people's Medicaid, destroying the lives of lower income people and middle class people to help the billionaires, the disastrous budget bill, the biggest transfer of wealth from poorer people to rich people in American history. They want to lecture you. As our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, says, they've certainly honed their playbook of how to exploit people they couldn't care less about. Now, the MeidasTouch Network, we broke the news that Adelita Grijalva, the Democratic Congresswoman-elect from Arizona's 7th Congressional District, is now being refused by MAGA Mike to be sworn in. Why? Because she's the 218th signature on the Epstein files. Or discharge petition. Play this clip.
So the latest is, I was looking at the example of now Representative Walkinshaw from Virginia, who was elected 2 weeks ago Tuesday, and that following Wednesday, less than 24 hours, was sworn in, and with unofficial results. It literally says so in, the congressman who was introducing him, like, here's unofficial results, but it's not disputed, and it was approved without objection. So for me, this Chicana from Tucson, apparently the rules have now changed in 2 weeks, and we're being asked for official results. And there's conversations with our Secretary of State, Fontes. And so I'm sort of wondering why in 2 weeks the rules are so different. And maybe it has something to do with the fact that I'm number 218. I don't know.
And going back to what the oversight Democrats found. Now, shout out to Democratic Congressmember Robert Garcia, right? He became the new ranking member, meaning he's the top Democrat on the Oversight Committee. And he's been aggressive. He's been what I think Democrats have been looking for, a young fighter. And he hasn't stopped. He's been pushing to get these files from the estate of Epstein, this third batch was released. It shows Steve Bannon, Peter Thiel, and a potential visit to Epstein Island for Elon Musk. Prince Andrew is listed as a passenger on the Epstein jet. Some damaging stuff right here. And here's what Congressmember Robert Garcia had to say. Play this clip.
Hey, it's Congressman Robert Garcia. Now, we just received some new Epstein files and documents from the Epstein estate, and some of the names are going to surprise you. Now, in this actual batch, we've got flight logs, we've got financial records, we've got information about Epstein that goes back 30 years that we just received. The files show evidence of scheduled meetings with Peter Thiel and Steve Bannon, as well as a pending trip by Elon Musk to Epstein's infamous island. Did he go? That question needs to be asked. We also know other folks are listed as passengers, including Prince Andrew. And the more files we get, the more we realize how vast Epstein's network really was. It spanned the globe, reaching high places and powerful people. And like I've said before, I don't care how much money you have, how powerful you are, or if you're a Republican or a Democrat. If you harm the women and girls, you deserve to be exposed, and we have to get justice for the survivors. The Attorney General, Pam Bondi, has the power right now to release all of the files. We need them released. Release the files immediately. Thanks so much.
Now, here's what Democratic Congressmember Ro Khanna had to say. Play this clip.
They aren't swearing her in is because of this Epstein files. Can you believe that? The government is about to shut down, and they are so concerned about protecting these rich, powerful men and not having a vote on Epstein that they're not willing to swear in someone who won 69 to 29 in her election, and they're not willing to have us take votes this week.
I mean, I can believe it because we've seen what they've done over the last many, many months. But yes, I'm glad you called it out so people understand exactly what's happening here.
But there's Donald Trump right there at this golf outing. Look at him. Oh, he just looks horrible as well. And let me just talk to you about the final prong of this plan by MAGA Republicans. It's all coordinated together. And I think I'm calling it the Jeffrey Epstein shutdown because that's what this is about. I think Donald Trump truly wants to shut the government down because if he shuts it down, then Congress stops asking for the files. And Trump knows how damaging the release of those files are going to be for him when his dark past is released. I think there's another reason, too, that Donald Trump knows we're heading into economic calamity and he wants to blame Democrats and say, you see, we were in a golden age. We brought in $17 trillion, which we did not. But it's the Democrats and it's transgender people and it's the migrants. And that allows him to further fulfill his fascist agenda that he wants to bring on. So I think, though, part of the plan as well here, in addition to shutting down government, I think it's also to escalate the ICE raids. We're seeing a lot more violent ICE attacks on people, more deaths taking place at ICE facilities. I think we're almost up to 20 at ICE facilities that we know about. 1,200 people remain missing from Alligator Alcatraz right now, the concentration camp in Florida. No one knows where they are, if they've been sent to other places, if they're dead. 1,200 human beings are currently missing from Alligator Alcatraz, maybe dead. We don't know. The Trump regime refuses to say where these people are. And then the prong that I want to talk about, though, is I believe this, I don't even want to call it weaponization, this outright fascist takeover with the DOJ attacking Donald Trump's political enemies like James Comey and others. To me, this is how they go on the offense to try to avoid the release of the Epstein files. It gives the base the red meat that they want. You see, we're going after Comey. We're going after Schiff. We're going after Letitia James. We're going after all the people that you want us to go. So stop asking questions about Epstein. That's part of the plan. So when Attorney General Pam Bondi was on Fox last night and she said, she goes, we've ended weaponization. So here's what we're doing. If you're a billionaire or a rich person donating to Democrats and funding Democratic causes, we are going after you. You're stopping weaponization by doing weaponization? These people are pathetic. But know what this is about. This is about the FBI trying to go on the offense with a fascist agenda to cover up the Epstein files. Here, play this clip.
All the way through the Hunter Biden laptop suppressed, all the way through weaponization. Pam, I'm nervous for the country when I put it all together.
You shouldn't be nervous any longer because Donald Trump is in office and the weaponization has ended. We've made that very clear. Whether you're a former FBI director, whether you're a former head of an intel community, whether you are a current state or local elected official, whether you're a billionaire funding organizations to try to keep Donald Trump out of office, everything is on the table. We will investigate you and we will end the weaponization. No longer will there be a two-tier system of justice. And we are working hand in hand, Director Patel and I, Todd Blanche, with our incredible intel community, Tulsi Gabbard, John Radcliffe, going nonstop around the clock. People will be held accountable.
There you have it, folks. They're scared. They're scared. They're definitely scared right there. I mean, look at all of their actions. Look at their conduct. Objectively look at their behavior right there as well, right? Like what else is going on? It seems pretty Occam's razor, right? The easiest explanation is sometimes the right one. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers. We appreciate you.
New Meidas merch. Head to store.meidastouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.meidastouch.com.